Hey Patreon, once again guys, I wanted to share with you some gameplay of me using this Tampa Bay Buccaneers twin tight end scheme. This is going to be using wing close as my base formation and then jumping into other single back and gun formations with two tight ends. So let's go ahead and jump into this gameplay. And I jumped in and out of this formation, but for the most part on first downs I've actually would come out and use an auto-motion inside zone play, and this is a really good base play to go ahead and use, but I also wanted to see if I can hit this guy with the stretch. Now this is not necessarily the best front to use a stretch, because if you could see, these guys are all lined up over my defenders, and this means if this guy stretches, this guy's going to come down. If this guy actually blocks up, he'll come down and actually hit the stretch. So against a bare front, you probably don't want to do a stretch play, but I figured since this is kind of, I'm labbing this out, I want to do this. Look at this, look at the leverage. This guy's not going to, there's no way this guy's going to get over here and block successfully. If he does, he's probably to get manhandled. So actually, he does actually get a pretty good block, but his defender is right down here in the box. I just didn't like the leverage. I just didn't like the leverage, but I probably could have got to the outside with this. But I tried to cut it back up because I had a lead blocker, and this one defender actually came off and got me into a 2nd and 8 situation. So really with the stretch play is that your goal is to try to get outside with the blocking, but from a leverage standpoint, like in real NFL, that guy would basically be able to shoot the gap against that stretch play. So that would be something you want to consider. Now here's the auto motion. Basically this is really good against this bare front situation, the 61 situation. You can see how that guy actually got taken out. I was able to pick up an easy 10 yards or so. Now I go ahead and jump into 0-1 trap, and anytime I got the center uncovered, I'm going to use an 0-1 trap against my opponent. So that's one of those type of situations where you want to go ahead and use that against your opponent. So jump into 0-1 trap. I have a couple quick snap plays I like to go ahead and use in this, but look at the blocking, pretty strong right there, able to pick up 6 yards. And really it's just about establishing the run, just making it very, very difficult for your opponent to, they have to be concerned about the run, so they start overcommitting with their defense. Now I go ahead and jump into the stretch play once again. You can see these guys are lined up. I've got a line over. This guy's actually coming over, so this means this guy's coming in unblocked. So in that type of situation, you want to check out of this play because you're really not. You can see how this guy's unblocked. He's off the edge. Not a good front to actually use that stretch play at. So right here, I actually jump into basically my cover 3 beater. I hit the running back down underneath. He clicks on. He actually clicks on the wrong guy. Pulls himself out of position, so I'm able to get an easy touchdown against him. But what's cool about this formation, using this twin scheme, is that it's really focused on the run. It's for 1st and 2nd downs, and if you want to go and jump into like a shotgun set in 3rd down situations, you could do that, so you're not really blending in some of the other schemes. So right here I jump in a mesh spot, or consider mesh spot, but actually go ahead and do the 0-1 trap once again. And you can see the blocking is fairly good. I didn't find the hole quick enough, and that allowed his defender to get down there, but that's basically a man read that he's doing. So right here, this is a really good auto motion play. This is going to blend into that pass. Now whenever I see the defender freeze, that means it's zone coverage, so I'm going to be looking to this guy first, and then I've got this little comeback hitch route. This is 2, and then I've got the post over the top, which is 3. I like to go ahead and drop it down to that tight end right away. I want to go ahead and make sure my opponent does this. And actually, it was man blitz all together, and you could see that this guy was wide open. This would have been a touchdown right here because he actually did a really aggressive man blitz. So I checked it down underneath. That was a fast read. I was expecting zone coverage with this guy's floating, but it looks like he kind of blitzed everybody against me out of the cover 4. So I didn't read it correctly, but that's okay. So right here, going to doubles out. Actually try to do the stretch play again just to see if I can do this. And you can see that this guard is unblocked right here. So this is what I want to do, is I want to do an inside run. And I chose to put the dive play in, which actually this guy's going to come this way. But what happens is I went ahead and audibled. I went back into the stretch play again. And probably the smartest thing to do was to run the stretch, because you've got numbers over here, an extra blocker, and running the stretch off to this side is actually not necessarily a bad thing to do. Probably should have done that, but I tried to get back to the dive, and I think what happened is I took a delay of game with the dive play, because that was my third audible in a row on the same formation. So now I'm in a third down and 8. I stayed in this formation. I probably should have jumped out of it. Chose to go with this play. I really love this play. This corners go flat. This is a really good play to have in your scheme. And I'm really just looking to this wide receiver right here. This route will get a really good coverage against basically any kind of zone coverage and man coverages. And then I've also got this angle route on the back side if the guy over pursues. So it's a really good route combination that you can have. You can see that this gets separation. The route above it, which is kind of an out and up, that actually will pull defenders out and just give yourself a free lane underneath here with that little whip route. And he always gets separation against man coverage. And I'm picking up monster yards. I'm picking up at least 10 yards on that. So it's a nice little play to go ahead and throw into your scheme against your opponent. Just keep him guessing. Right here, I go into mesh. He's got a very aggressive front. And my first read is always going to be this running back right here. And I think what he did is he actually went with an aggressive man blitz. I got lucky. This guy came in clean. He should have basically blitzed the hell out of me. But he just freezes. So that's not right. And then I think they actually went after the running back because the running back was wide open. So I'm able to go ahead and just throw the running back route and get an easy touchdown against him with mesh concept. So this guy really didn't have that great of defensive scheme. It seems like he was just running the play, just see what would happen. He didn't have any kind of like understanding the weaknesses of the defense and trying to plug in the holes of the weaknesses. He was just like, I'm going to run this play and I'm going to see how it's going to work out. So up 17-7 against my opponent right here. Go with auto motion play. This is basically the run play. He went once again. I think he ran commit on that type of situation. I'm able to pick up a yard out of basically everybody coming into the box. Right here, go into the same auto motion play. I'm trying to put a post up on the backside. I don't want to do a mesh concept. I want to do a post so I get a little bit more depth. He's going with this really aggressive front, and I think I check out of it and I go into this play. This is a wrong play. I didn't select it correctly. But I snapped the ball right away. Guys float up. So when these guys float up, basically I know that this mesh route will be open right here. I just have to anticipate it and throw it early. So mesh happens, and then I just throw it right here after that other guy clears out. If I would have got rid of the ball a little bit earlier, it probably would have been a better completion right there. Might have picked up first down. So 3rd and 2. Back at this play. Okay, so this is a good like cover 3, cover 4 beater. But I'm going to go into this play, which is this corners route play with the out and ups, and then you can see the little inside whip, just money, easy progressions, easy reads right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. Nice little play to go jump into. I just really like it a lot. So right here, go back into the auto motion. He's showing me a 3-high shell. I'm watching for the defenders to float. They do floats, and I'm going to check it down underneath to the tight end. Actually, the window was open for this route right here. Probably should have went to a higher progression, but I always want to go with like the high probability. He doesn't get a strip sack again, or strip fumble against me. He gets the ball back, so I am actually getting a turnover against him. And basically, it's milk and cookies time for me. I'm just going to run the ball and just go ahead and take my victory because it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. And he's just basically been turning the ball over to me. He had one big score, but for the most part, he's really been struggling against my defense. So right here, I'm thinking about going ahead and doing this outside toss, but just something about this defense just tells me that these guys are going to pursue. So I don't want to take, with the toss play, you take negative yardage unless you got really good leverage. So I go with the halfback dive in this type of situation. And I think I just went with a basic halfback dive. And you can see the push with the offensive line. Break a tackle, break another tackle, and I'm off to the house. So nice little halfback dive. up the middle of the field, get a good animation with the blocking, and I'm able to go ahead and get another score against my opponent. He ends up quitting out. So once again, guys, thanks for your support. I'll go ahead and roll some more gameplay with this scheme just to kind of show you how it works. Then I'm probably going to come back and take a look at the other scheme and try to blend together a book together for you. So thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.